Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in our Fortnite video. And in today's video, I want to give you guys some very simple and easy tips that you guys can use to help you guys win a lot more gunfights and a lot more games here in this chapter. There's a few things I started doing specifically that has really helped me win a lot more games very easily, and I wanted to be talking about that in this video. So if you guys are struggling to win gunfights, or maybe are struggling to win a lot of games very consistently, I'm sure these tips in this video will help you guys out tremendously. And before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I'm going to be giving away 2,000 V-Bucks. So if you guys want a chance to win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel, turn on those post notifications, and as well leave a comment down below of either your Xbox gamer tag, your PSN gamer tag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered into the giveaway. So if you guys want a chance to win 2,000 free V-Bucks, make sure you guys do enter the giveaway. And alright guys, let's get into the video. Alright, so here is the gameplay or the clips that I have in the background. A lot of these clips, or all these clips actually are from when I was streaming a couple days ago. So if you guys haven't seen me streaming, if you guys haven't seen me live, make sure you guys do turn on notifications because I stream every day at about 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes I stream a little bit later, but around 5:30 Eastern Time is when I start streaming. So make sure you guys do turn on some notifications so you guys can see exactly when I'm streaming. So there is one thing in particular that I've been kind of mentioning for the past couple days that really have drastically improved me winning games, because honestly I kept losing games over and over again, and I was trying to find ways that I could increase my chances of winning. What was kind of caught, that's really the best. Okay, that's the best way to try to improve or get better at this game, is just trying to figure out exactly what's not working and then how to fix that. So one of the things that I was really thinking about is, because most of the gunfights you have in this game are going to be close range, and if you're playing like a cash cup or things like that, of course towards the end of the game a lot of it might be a little bit longer range, but majority of times the gunfights that you have are going to be very close to you. So I've really been thinking of ways to try to improve games that I'm winning, because if most of the gunfights are close range, and that's the area that I want to be focusing on the most. So there was a few things, of course, improving. I think box fights and zone wars, I really do enjoy playing them. I think they help out a ton, especially box fights, because you're constantly fighting close range. You have to worry about editing, things like that. And it is a little bit different in pubs or arena, because once you go against those PC players who just spam traps, it's a whole different story, because in box fights you can actually push other people. So I think it's really good practice, but when it comes to actual games, you do have to be cautious about getting spam trapped by a PC player. Because, I mean, for those of you guys who play on controller, I don't know what it is, but I feel like the traps are bugged. I have a hard time just spamming them all over the place. Sometimes they connect, sometimes they don't. It's just so much more difficult, plus the sensitivity is lower. So when you go against PC players, they spam traps everywhere. So it is a little bit more difficult sometimes to be able to push people how I want to play. Because I remember back when I played on console, that's one of the things I really didn't have to worry about too much. I mean, sometimes you have players who would trap, but it was nowhere as fast and nowhere as overpowered as it is now. So what I've been trying to figure out is, how do I win close range gunfights very consistently, and what's some easy ways that really anybody can win close range very simply and without having to do too much crazy, playing the game 5, 6, 7 hours a day. And there's actually one thing that I found that's very, very helpful that I actually started using pretty much in all of my games. And some of these gameplays you see, I actually didn't have it, but in most games, what I started doing, and because when it comes to the shotguns, you guys already know the shotguns are complete garbage. I mean, if you have a gray tack, a green, even a green pump, sometimes even a blue pump, I mean, literally hits for no damage whatsoever. You can't get that 200 damage. The max you can do is 180. And I mean, you're lucky if you hit above 35 with a pump shotgun in this game. Even the tack, it's just super annoying. But there is an exception, in my opinion. The purple and also the gold pump is very, very powerful. I mean, I don't know if when it comes to like the gray and the blue pump versus the purple one, I feel like I have more range with it. I could be completely wrong, but I do feel like I have way more range when it comes to those weapons compared to, or the higher rarity weapons compared to the lower ones. Just with the shotguns, I feel like I have way more range, and I could just be, making that up. But honestly, it feels like it. I feel like I'm hitting much more high damage and a lot more consistently from those ranges. And also, when I am taking shots, my guns just feel more consistent, and I'm hitting way more damage than before. So that's the number one thing that I've been doing that really did help me out quite a bit, is making sure at the beginning of the game, trying to find at least like a green or a blue pump, and then upgrading it. Because if you guys don't know, I can't remember exactly when. It was probably a couple updates ago. Maybe it was like less than a month. They actually made it so where the upgrade machine, the amount of materials that you need is lower than it was before. Because now to get a purple pump, right? I think if you went from, I think like a gray to a green, it's like 50 mats. And then you go from a green to a blue, it's 100. Yeah, it is. And then you go from the purple pump, or you go from the blue to the purple. So the upgrade that you want to have, it's only 150 materials of each. It used to be a lot more. It used to be a ton of materials that you'd have to collect in order to, of course, get that higher rarity weapon. But they actually made it a lot lower. So it's very easy to get 150 of each material at the beginning of the game. It's not super difficult. And in all the games, you're going to be able to get that without, sacrificing too much time, because the other times, I mean, you could get a purple pump, but I mean, you were farming for a good solid at least 10 minutes, because even if you upgrade, even if you get the match, you still want a little bit more so you can actually win some gunfights. So you have to get those materials and a little bit more. But if you have a purple pump, I mean, it is such an advantage, because like I said, most of the gunfights in this game are going to be extremely close range. And if you have that sort of advantage on another player, you're going to be winning so many more gunfights time and time again. You can believe that, because the purple pump, I mean, you guys just know the shotguns in this game are super inconsistent, it's super trash. So being able to have a higher rarity weapon, and you don't even have to burn a lot of materials on it, is going to be a huge, I mean, absolutely huge advantage. So that's the number one thing that you guys need to take away from this video. And I would give it a try if you guys feel like you're losing a lot of gunfights in pubs, maybe even arena as well, and you want just a quick solution without having to, me telling you to practice 7, 8, 9, 10 hours a day. I would give this a try. I feel like this really does make a huge difference. It helped me out quite a bit. I've been hitting a lot more damage, a lot more consistently. And it's even, one thing I even noticed is a lot of players are having higher rarity weapons as well. Because say you're, for instance, right, you're in a gunfight, you have maybe 120, you have 150 HP, a green pump, some average loadout, and you go against some tryhard PC player that has 200 HP and also has a gold pump. I mean, more than likely, you're going to be losing that gunfight, because if you want to be able to win close range, you're going to have to play very aggressive. And if you play aggressive with a weak pump, I mean, first of all, you're not going to be able to hit a 200 damage shot. There's no chance at all. Plus, the majority of times, I feel like the range is lower, and also you're going to be hitting for 30 damages, literally probably every other shot. So it's just not worth it. It's just better that you play a little bit slower in the beginning, upgrade your weapons, upgrade mainly your pump shotgun. I mean, you can upgrade other weapons if you want, but for me, I like to get kills as well. I'm not trying to have like a 3-kill game. So it's one of those things that it takes up a little bit of time to get the higher rarity, but it's not too much to the point where you can't get kills. And for me, to be honest, I'd rather have a game where I win with like 7 or 8 kills than dying like 3, 4, 5 games in a row in the mid game, because the other guy has a purple pump and 200 HP, and I'm just getting absolutely beamed by the other player when it comes to their weapons. And that's just one of the things that I've just taken away for the past couple of days. And it really has, I've seen a lot of really good things from it, a lot of improvement. I've been able to hit a lot more damage, just beam a lot of the players that I'm going against, and be able to win a lot more gunfights. It's just overall one of the best things that I started doing to help me win a lot more gunfights, because most of the gunfights in this game are close range. So another takeaway is, when you are practicing, I would try to recommend focusing on close range the most, because you want to focus on what happens the most often in a game. Because I guess some people can practice different things, but you want to practice the things that you're doing every single game, like building, editing, close range gunfights, things that you're doing every single game. And what I mean by building and editing, or specifically editing, some people do a lot of crazy, creative type edits, which is totally fine if you do that to practice. But as far as games, making sure that you practice edits that you do all the time and having those very consistent can go a very long way as well. So making sure you practice the things that you do every single game is going to be a huge advantage to you in the long run. So those are going to be my tips for this video. You always want to focus on things that you're going to be doing every single game, the type of builds, edits, and also I would try, if you're losing a lot of close range gunfights, to at the beginning of the game play a little bit slower, get that mat count up, and even if you want to, grab a P90. I mean, I love the P90. It is so overpowered. So if you feel like you're losing game after game, just go ahead and get some mats, get a purple pump, and also a purple P90. You guys can get the gold one if you want, but I feel like for the mat count, it really isn't worth it unless you're just completely, maxed out on all your materials. As long as you have a purple one, I feel like that makes all the difference. So purple pump, purple SMG. I mean, you can even grab a scar if you feel like playing that slow. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys found this video useful. If you guys could drop a like, make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on my post notifications so you guys are notified for every single new video. And alright, guys, I'll see you next video.